Hmm. Have humans been genetically modified by an outside source? This is a question that came to mind. By the way, welcome to Science on the Fray. I'm gonna be. What's going on here? Nope, nope. So it's just now streaming, alright. Sorry about that. Had some playback issue because I had the live dashboard up. Alright, I need to kill that out and quit being such a noob. Okay. Now, I've run across a couple of articles that's gotten me to thinking. And I want to show you guys these articles and see what you think. Number one. Hey, Beck, how you doing? The number one article that got me to thinking about this is 19 pieces of non-human DNA found in the human genome. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up so you can see it. And here we go. Should have an interact button to where I can scroll down and show you this article, which should be much bigger than what it is. There we go. That way you can see it. Okay. 19 pieces of non-human DNA found in the human genome. Now what they're referring to is 8% of your DNA is alien, yada yada. It's made up of non-human viral fragments. Fragments are often hidden within the genome of anything on Earth that has a jaw and a spinal column. Meant to say cord, but column come to mind. So if it has a jaw or a column, then it has viral fragments. Okay. Now, you'll see right here, new study published by Proceedings of National Academy of Sciences reveals that we are even less human than previously thought. 19 new pieces of ancient viral DNA have been uncovered within our own genome. Alright. Now, let's get over and see what they say exactly in that Proceedings of National Science document. Because I want you guys to see all this shenanigans that they're putting out here. Alright, so here we go. Discovery of unfixed endogenous retrovirus insertions in diverse human populations. How you doing, Brown? I'm doing good, man. How you doing? What this right here is saying is that endogenous retrovirus ERVs have contributed to more than 8% of the human genome. The majority of these elements uh, had function due to accumulate or lack function due to accumulated mutations or internal recombination, resulting in a solitary solo LRT. Though the members of the groups of human ERVs, HERVs, were recently active with members that remain nearly intact. Okay, so here's the question. We've got them in there unactive. Of course, they were in there active at one point. Maybe they did their job, and that's just the container laying around. You know, maybe they did their job. Maybe they changed the human genome, and then you see the viral strain itself just laying there because it's done its job and it's taken a nap. Now, if these viruses are changing the human genome, would that not change the humans themselves? That's my question. If these viruses are changing our genomes, would that not change the humans themselves? Alright? Now, so 19 strands of it. That means 19 revisions of humans. Yeah, this is not no playing around stuff here. 19 revisions of the human genome. So, if we've been revised 19 times, that would account for what people call the founder's mutation. Basically, it's gene therapy through a virus that creates a mutation in the offspring, kind of like Zika, yada yada. It gets carried forward. So, if somebody or something, because I don't see these viruses just coming out of nowhere. I don't see that happening. I don't see it coming out of nowhere, changing the human genome, and then just dying out. That would be way too much lack of information. I believe these viruses are guided by somebody or something. If it is, who's guiding them? Or what's going on here? Okay, so let's go over to the other thing that I found that's kind of neat that goes in with all this. I'm glad you enjoyed the series, Brown. I'm looking for... Whoa, that is a long link. I don't even know if OBS will accept that long of a link. I mean, that is... wow. Okay. So let's go into my browser source here. Now this is the interesting one that really gets me. This one... huh. Okay. So it's not letting me share it. Really? Really? Okay, what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll grab it again. Fresh link, maybe. Maybe that'll work. Because I had that problem earlier. Let's see. There we go. viral vectors and for gene therapy. Now, I want you guys to see when this was published out of Pittsburgh. If you look to the top left, it says 1998. So we've been using viral vectors for gene therapy, or at least hypothesizing about it, since 1998. Okay? Now I want you to read right in here or you can see it yourself. Abstract viruses have evolved to become highly efficient at nucleic acid delivery to specific cell types while avoiding immunosurveillance by the infected host. Okay, we're going to skip that down to what the best one to deliver exogenous DNA to, cell. Herpes simplex virus can deliver large amounts of exogenous DNA. However, cytotoxicity and maintenance of transgene expression remain as obstacles. AAV also infects many non-dividing and dividing cell types but has limited DNA capacity. Okay, so the main virus they're using to transmit gene therapy, to mess with human genetics, in this 1998 study is the herpes simplex virus. I mean, what's one of the most rampant and sexually active people's lives right now? I'm not saying anybody has it, but 1 in 3, or 1 in 3 is like the actual statistics for a person with an STD, not specifically herpes simplex, but look at this. I mean, they're using a virus that is transmitted by body fluids. Once again, going back to the whole reproduction thing, where, when you pop out a kid, it'll have the actual mutations that these viruses cause. Now, does that not sound like, why do I keep flicking it down? Dude, this mouse is way too sensitive. But yeah, kind of sounds like people are being genetically manipulated there, doesn't it? Alright, now if our own government has been trying to do this, they got the idea from somewhere, because trust me, I've seen the people in Congress and in Senate. They're not coming up with this off the top of their heads. It ain't happening. So they got the idea from somewhere. Now, did they get the idea for using viral vectors for gene therapy through looking at our genetics in the lab, and then some scientist said, hey, look, we could do this? Or did they get the idea by realizing that we had already been manipulated 19 times before? What's up, brother? Yeah. So, if we've been manipulated 19 times, and our own government is trying to manipulate us now, our government wasn't behind the original viruses, is what I'm saying. So who was? I believe that is what counts for the frontier, or the founder's mutations that they say we have to have for evolution. I don't believe evolution is a random thing in jumps and leaps and bounds. I believe Darwin had that all out of whack. I believe that we're being slowly evolved by something somewhere. To what end, I don't know. Now, maybe these 19 viruses are what made the original, I guess, workers that extraterrestrials wanted. Got no clue. But yeah, outside forces manipulating our DNA. Doesn't it sound a little bit right there? Yeah, I'm pretty much going to leave it hanging in the air, because at the end of the day, I don't know who manipulated our DNA with the original 19 strains. Whether it's the reason for monotheism, or whether it's the reason that people believe in aliens, whether it's just whatever, man, whatever you want to call them by. There's somebody who has manipulated us. For what end, I don't know. Who, I don't know. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to go ahead and answer any questions in the chat over here if you got any, guys. Because I've run a little thin. I was going to do a whole little thing about, extraterrestrials, but I believe that'd be going a little too far, wouldn't it? Because not everybody believes in them. At the very least, even if you don't believe in them, there's some type of outside force, which means government or shadow government. But our government hasn't been smart enough to do this in the past, and it has been done to us in the past. So, yeah. It leads me to believe in intelligent design. How about you guys? I keep forgetting that I've got such a delay on this, it's pitiful. Yeah, that is a hell of a delay. They like to entice people into cities where control is much easier. Yeah. Because they have to travel much farther to be able to keep an eye on the next guy down in the country. Are we a collective of sorts? What do you mean by a collective? Do you mean like do you mean like a chimera? Chimera? Because if you're asking if we are like a chimera, most generally anything you eat, you take that in and it does change your genome. It does affect your genome. So it does change you over periods of time. If you eat junk food, eventually your genome is going to trigger for diabetes and all types of good stuff. If you eat good food, then be alright. But yeah, we are a chimera of sorts. Is there any ancient beliefs or theories that you subscribe to pertaining to this topic? That I subscribe to myself. I am an agnostic theist. I believe that there is a God. I believe that He did create us. Now, whether that's Anunnaki, whether that's the Christian God, I don't know. I can't say myself because I've never seen the face of God. I can't tell you who He is. An agnostic theist believes in theism, but they just don't know which way to go with the theism. Which basically means I lean more towards Christian than anything. But, you know, until I actually see the face of God, I can't tell you who He is. All I can tell you is His Word pretty much tells you not to do bad stuff. By intelligence's design, a hive mentality may have been initial hopes. Interesting, Roland. You know, I actually believe that we originally could communicate without words. I believe humans have been on the face of the earth longer than what science and religion both says. I believe that humans could create at one time without word, or could communicate one time without words. I believe they could communicate without vocal speech. Now, the reason that I base this, the thing that I base this on, is if you look, the parietal lobe, the frontal lobe, is getting bigger, while the midbrain is getting smaller. Now, the parietal lobe, or the frontal lobe, it handles taking in information. The midbrain, it handles processing a little bit of information, storing memory, and social skills. Social skills, that's communication. So if our portion of our brain for communication is shrinking, and it currently is, you can see how the world is becoming the state it is. But yeah, I do believe once upon a time humans were, I won't say exactly telepathic, but we could communicate without words. You know, I believe that 100%. Anything else here? But yeah, when you are real close to something, you know what they're going to do before they take. Yeah. Also, if they pass away, you'll know it before anybody else too. Yep. It's okay. Take twins. I know you guys have seen the studies on twins, right? Twins are always together. They're always doing things. They're always playing, enjoying life. You know, twins form more of a bond than you know, just regular old children, siblings. Now these twins, I've seen studies where twins could communicate without words. Literally. One could look at the other one and they knew what they were both going to do. You know. I've also seen studies to where if one twin's in trouble, the other one will know over a distance. Yeah. Like I say, one was on one side of town and the other one broke its leg on the other side of town. Yeah. Oh yeah, delay sucks like a mofo, man. I'm sure I could probably drop some of this and drop it down to 720 and get less lag. But I want it to have it up in 1080p and to have all of the stuff up to where everybody could read it. So, any other questions on anything? Because we've run about 30 minutes. It's okay, man. The gene therapy thing, though, that got me to thinking. I mean, we've been manipulated through an outside source before we had the science to do it to ourselves. You know we're going to do it to ourselves. Oh, another thing that I was thinking about while I'm on the subject, transhumanism. Alright, now this is one of the science on the fray subjects, or fringe science subjects, that I want to cover is transhumanism. I'll go ahead and do a part of it here, and then I'll go ahead and do the mechanics and the machine transhumanism on the other one, and I may slap them together later, etc., etc. But okay, you know we're always trying to find ways to make ourselves better. That's just a thing, you know. So there's this idea in fringe science called transhumanism, where we're going to use electronics to make ourselves better through electronic implants, etc., etc. But honestly, I think that this gene therapy deal right here, I think that that itself could be used for splicing in the future. Imagine you could just walk up to a stand and you want bat wings. You just walk up to a stand, pay $500 for a vial, shoot it in your arm. Next thing you know, you're flying around like a bat on acid, man. I think humans are going to start splicing certain features from certain species into ourselves. Maybe keener eyesight, maybe better hearing, maybe better smell, maybe the ability to have double muscle like some animals do, etc., etc. Which with double muscle, it's just double the density of regular muscle for that animal, which is a trait that eugenics has been proven to be true through the Belgian blue cow. Those things are massive. They're like Schwarzenegger cows. But yeah, I figure if they master this, you just go buy a vial, slap it in your arm, and it's going to take time for it to take effect, you know, because it's going to be changing your DNA. And next thing you know, you've got the eyesight of or the night vision of a cheetah, you know. So I do believe that this is one of the proponents for transhumanism. The machine ones, the machine components, I'm gonna go into that probably tomorrow or the next day. I'll show you some metals and stuff that they've got out now that are like an atom thick, called graphene, and they can integrate it into the human body with no rejection because it's made out of carbon, which will eventually become electronics that are melded with humans over time. But yeah, I'm more interested into this because you don't have to shove a bunch of metal probes and a bunch of other stuff into your body to get a desired effect that you want, you know. But yeah, we are 2 minutes past the 30 mark, and I am running wide open as slowly as I can. Been a rough time. I ain't been sleeping worth a hoot, and on top of that, this, that, and this has to be done, etc., etc. I'll be in the woods developing ways to kill that shit. Oh man, honestly, Bigfoot, Dogman, etc., etc., a bunch of the cryptids that we've seen out in the woods may be some of these genetic experiments. Because if you think about it, alright, nucleic is what it said. Viruses have evolved to become highly efficient at nucleic delivery to specific cells. Okay, if you look at DNA traceback for ancestry, your father's DNA is known as the nuclear DNA, nucleide, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, could be. And if that is the case, and they did the study on Bigfoot, and his nucleic DNA is, or nucleide DNA is, kind of unknown, maybe some of this modification is the problem. We don't know what his nucleic DNA is because it hasn't come into effect yet. How's my situation? Brother, anxiety, that's all I can say. If you notice I talk like I'm stoned all the time, that's because they got me on some stuff for anxiety. Yeah. Don't particularly like it, but it's better than being a quivering mass of jello. Borg agenda. I'm listening to you in the woods. Oh man, if I could do a Bigfoot howl right now, I would. Poor feller out in the woods. Man, it's been warm here lately. Has it been warm down there with you guys? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're past the 30 mark. I'm just taking any questions if you got any. Killing time. About to be unprofessional and light up a smoke here. put it off screen. You may notice the green screen doing a bunch of funky stuff in the background. Yeah, just the slightest dust particle or anything will make that green screen go off. If there's a crease in the green back there, might as well kill it. Let's see. Honestly, I don't know much about Bigfoot himself besides what I've heard, what I've read, and what I've seen on this show and that show. I've never seen one in real life. I want to say I would like to see one, but it's one of those things that if I did see one, it would probably shock me even worse, and since my nerves are bad, maybe a bad idea. But hey, I'd like to shake one's hand to just do it. Um, Dog man, I don't ever want to see again. Yeah, that's some crazy. That ain't supposed to exist. Okay. Let's see. Anything else that I can think of on transhumanism and ah, damn, you guys are way behind if you're just now getting me asking you if it's hot. Um, if you want the audio to catch up and are not concerned about the video, then you can go down to the gear, and it probably puts you in 1080p right off the bat. You can sync it down to about 720 or 480, and it should run a little smoother for you. Of course, then again, it could be the YouTube server, because the YouTube server itself seems to have at least 3 seconds worth of lag. Yeah. Hot there too, Beck? Just a cigarette, Brown. Just a cigarette, Brown. I like that. What you smoking out there? No, I can't do that on the screen. Oh, yeah, Rhoda, I'm going to keep it going. I looked into some of... Matter of fact, while you guys are here in the chat, I'm going to take a question, or I'm going to take a poll, because I was looking into the subjects of fringe science, and I want to see which one you guys would like next. Here we go. Cybernetics. Because we can go into that. Doomsday devices. We could go into that. Bioweaponization. We could go into that. Unlocking the full potential of the human brain. Yeah, you pretty much use that at current point, because 90% of your brain processes is your subconscious. That's why when you're thinking about a problem you can't get the answer and you walk off, the answer will come to you, because your subconscious is problem solving for you. Then you got the medulla oblongata, the blah blah blah, yada yada, that does all the heart and lungs and all that stuff. And then you've got the front, which takes in information, the middle, which stores it. So you're using all of your brain all the time. 5000 BC, Sumerians were smoking opium. Well, that's neat. I'll add some peyote, and that's woof. Relativity is a fringe science? What the hell? Oh, special relativity. Let's see. We're still scrolling down the list here. Wow. Shape-shifting or animals, cryptozoology. I mean, I'll do either one of those. Black holes aren't a fringe science. They're proven to exist. But yeah, we can do black holes and portals, wormholes, white holes, which are hypothetical, are, dadgummit. It's where it's so hot in here, man. It's like 105 degrees in here without the AC. Because I'm in a small, confined space. But white holes, portals, stuff like that. Teleportation, that's a good one. We can do that one if you guys want. Parallel universes. Alright. Now, I've run out of this list, and since I am thinking about it, the teleportation and relativity and stuff, there's also, or black holes, relativity. There's also another thing that we can talk about. Let's see if I can think of it right off the bat. They're called optical tweezers. And what this is you've seen Star Trek, the tractor beam on Star Trek, where they just pull things up with a tractor beam? Well, optical tweezers is that, but they can only move one particle at current moment over a short distance, and they do it by manipulating gravity waves. So we can talk about that. But yeah. Need not show that on camera. Forgot. I just needed to smoke. It's been a long day. Yeah, guys. I mean, anything that's neat, give me a suggestion if it fits into the fringe. Like, the fringe is unexplored and not accepted by mainstream science. It's still science, but it's just not accepted widely because nobody can figure it out. You know, it's the new stuff, the weird stuff, the strange stuff. No, we ain't gonna go into pseudoscience. Pseudoscience is just But yeah. Oh. Wow. Some of the theories that were once rejected as fringe science, but were eventually accepted as mainstream science, are plate tectonics, the existence of Troy, heliocentrism, Norse colonization of the Americans, neat, the Big Bang Theory. So yeah, anything outside the norm, even if you want to do, let's say, paranormal, because I got some interesting ideas about paranormal activity. If you want to do about time travel, I've got some interesting ideas about that. Um, give me any type of subject, and I'll do it in the next video. Mm. Where do I think Nazis fall in all this? Bro, most of the real ones have been dead for, I'd say, 20 to 30 years. But if you're talking about the neo-Nazis, the Nazi descendants, or if you're talking about the Nazis historically during their time period, Hitler was a big occultist, okay? So he believed in just about anything and everything occult-wise. He would actually send people to go collect occult artifacts. The Black Forest in Germany. There was a UFO crash there. Hitler sent his men to go get it. The next thing you know, we have F-15s, the first F-15s coming out of Germany. And then we have the our land-to-air missiles coming out of Germany. A bunch of other stuff. I'm sure it's very lovely there, Roland. But, yeah, man. I mean, if you want to see an interesting documentary, it's like, I think it was Ancient Aliens in the Third Reich is the name of the little documentary. It's about how he was obsessed with the occult. You know, he was he was a sick and twisted individual, but on certain levels, he was out there, man. You know. Of course, there's the Die Glock, which most people believe is a super weapon. The Die Glock actually transfers to the bell. It's referring to a bell-shaped object, which, what do you think a UFO is? A bell-shaped object. So he's basically referring to a UFO. Now, whether he was trying to recreate one, or whether he was reverse engineering technology off of one that he had found, I don't know. Yeah. That's as much as I know on that. Yeah. Oh, you guys are just now getting to where I said historic. Good Lord have mercy. It's like 10 minutes ago. I'm gonna go ahead and get in chat over here because it's a little quicker to talk to you guys over here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, um, I will try not to muddy the waters. Uh, Yay, here's a suggestion. Give SP time to wake up before starting. Oh man, I hollered at you like an hour and no, literally an hour ago. Tooth a minute. Yeah, that would be time to wake up. I didn't know you just got up, bro. I thought you'd been up. Oh man. Yep. But yeah, uh, no, it's not muddying the waters saying that he was an occult fanatic and that he come up with some of the most intricate and I would say best quality electronics during that time. Now, of course, it's not him himself who did it because he's not a scientist, man. It was the scientists that were working under him, the ones that we recruited over to our side, you know, which a lot of them working under him were working under him because they had to due to threat of death. That's why a lot of them defected. I mean, some of them went to Brazil, some of them went over here. There's a whole lot of things that happened with that. Um, but yeah, the scientists under him and that historical time period were some of the best ones I've ever seen. Tater, is that guy on your YouTube logo your clone stunt double? No, man, that's me, man. That's me when I lose a little bit of weight. Here lately, I came straight out of Thanksgiving without without doing any exercise because I jacked my back up. I've got two disc L4 and L5 that are slipped, and they're slipped because I broke two little pinion bones in there, and yeah, since then I haven't been able to bend and twist like I need to, so I've got a freaking pot belly now and chubby cheeks. But yeah, that's me when I lose weight, bro. Um, yeah. Let's see. Anything else I can think of just for the fun of it for right now? I can't think of anything right now. And we're right at the hour mark, 5 minutes. So I'm gonna take any questions, and I'm gonna wait 10 minutes over just to make sure that I actually got any questions you guys may have wanted to ask me. Um, I need to get a hold of D Doss and see how he's been doing. It's been 3 or 4 days since I hollered at him. He keeps hollering at me and asking me what time would be a good time to do anything. And I tell him after 9 or 10, and hell, we just can't seem to get together. Um, but yeah, got any other questions, I'll holler at you. Or I'll wait for you. I may be able to get SP on one of these days so he can correct me on a lot of my scientific BS. That would be neat. Keep going on. At 3, I'm gonna have to cut it because, man, it's 110 in here. I'm sure you can't see it, but yeah. If you do decide to do another, I'm awake now, bro. Hell to the yeah. We'll have to figure out a topic there, SP. And then we'll run one later on, probably. I've got to do a little bit here and there at 3:30, and then I'll be free at about 4 or 5. I figure by that time you'll be awake and ready to go. So 4 or 5, if we can figure everything together, which would be probably 2 to 3 hours from now. We'll probably run one. That is if SP wants to, and if you guys want me to. Jeebus. Ow. I'm getting old. I'm creaking worse than my chair. Let's see, what have we covered this round? We've covered transhumanism, genetic therapy through viral vectors, genetic tampering. We've covered what exactly my beliefs are on religion. We've covered Nazis. We've covered oh crap. I covered a little bit of everything. But the next one, man, we'll grab another topic out of the hat. Yeah, SP's literally 10 minutes away from me. So at one time I said I was going to go grab SP. I actually meant I was going to go grab SP. Yeah. Let's see. I believe that's about as much as I can roll out, man. My brain is fried right now. Not due to any substances, but due to the heat in this freaking room. Plus I've got a giant light, like right there, man. You can see the shadow. That thing's pumping out the heat. So I'm going to go ahead and jump. Next one will probably have SP if he wants to do it. And I'll see you guys later.